wearing my glasses is going to drive me insane. So I might just take these off. No, can't see nothing. Hi, I'm Andy Reeves and welcome back to my channel. I went to my Facebook and I asked what you guys wanted to see, and this story won. I don't share this story with a lot of people. Everybody thinks I just went to England to study abroad, but I met a man on Chatroulette. I want to say this was back in 2013 that we met. We ended up falling in love with each other, and ultimately I moved to England to be with him. There's more to that story, so let's start from the beginning. We're gonna call him Phineas. I started using Chatroulette kind of almost semi-daily just to meet new people. It was a really fun thing to do when I didn't have anything else to do. It was just like a normal day on Chatroulette for me. It's a bunch of peen pics that I was reporting, like mass reporting peen pics. And then this like really gorgeous redhead popped up, and this is before I knew I had a thing for redheads. He's kind of who started my thing for redheads. I saw him and immediately was like in awe. I was like, oh my god, this man is so handsome. So we started talking. We talked about Game of Thrones, Lord of the Rings, pretty much any nerd thing that was going on in 2013. We were talking about it. So we like bonded over our love for Mass Effect and Dungeons and Dragons. We were chit-chatting for about an hour, and he's like, do you have Skype? And I'm like, sure, yeah, add me on Skype. It was very innocent at first, super innocent. It was literally just us. Let me move over a little bit. It was literally just us kind of talking about nerd stuff. So it did flip, and it became us telling each other that we love each other all the time, and him telling me how badly he wants to be with me. I even have a screenshot. He has an entire folder in my phone. I don't delete anything, I should just say that right now. Now, at the time, I had been going through it with my friends. I started getting more involved with Black Lives Matter, and I stopped really giving a crap about making them feel comfortable. And so there was a lot of like racial tension between me and my friends because I almost exclusively had white friends at that point. And so he was trying to make me feel better about it, and he said, I'm gonna use my British accent because it's terrible, but it's hilarious. Alright, you realize how I feel about you, right? That it makes no difference to me if you're black, because I think you are beautiful and perfect just the way you are, and I love you because of who you are. Fuck what they think. At the end of the day, you will be marrying me and having my kids, so who the fuck cares what they think? You're my queen, and I'm going to treat you like one. So I was like, okay. We started talking more and more about either him coming out here or me going out there. About 2 years after we first started talking, I got the opportunity to study abroad through my university. So I applied, got in, and decided obviously to choose England and the University of Nottingham in particular because it was the closest school to him. I'm not gonna say where he lives, but he lived about 2 hours away from University of Nottingham, and like I said, that was the closest school that I could get to where he was staying. I got approved to study abroad in March, and I'd be leaving in September. So I had about 6 months to save as much money as possible. At the time, I was working 40 hours a week as a receptionist, so I took on a second job as a Lyft driver, and I started driving for them 35 hours a week. Mind you, still going to school full time. So that's 4 classes per week. So all in all, I was working my tush off, all right? 75 hours of straight up work, 12 hours a week of just school. I was in overdrive. I had almost no time for anything else. I had my little side pieces or whatever because me and Phineas weren't exclusive. We always kind of had this agreement where you could have sex with whoever you want, but like don't end up in a relationship because that's kind of our thing. And like I'm getting ready to come out to England, so definitely don't end up in a relationship. Foreshadowing. Around the time I had met Phineas, I met another girl, Naomi, on Chatroulette, and we hit it off really well, and we added each other on Facebook, and we had became very fast friends. I was around early July. I sent Phineas a text message and I didn't get any response back. There's a time difference, so I didn't think anything of it, so I just kind of went on with my day. But it started getting a little longer. Like the time between him responding to my text messages started to get longer. And I was like, okay, this is weird, but maybe there's something going on. I just figured he was busy and I didn't think anything of it. And then like a few days went by and I started not getting any responses for days, and I was like, what are you doing? I just dropped 10 G's on my accommodation, my flight, my tuition for the University of Knots. Like, that's money I can't get back. Please do not do this. Please do not do this to me. So after about 2 weeks of him not responding to me, I remember this very vividly because I was on my lunch break and I was sitting in the parking lot at Winn-Dixie getting ready to go in when he finally messaged me back. And after 2 weeks of not messaging me, this is the response that I got. The truth is, Andy, I've met someone and we are seeing each other, and I don't think it's fair on her or you if I am with her but still talking to you and planning on meeting you whenever you come here. I'm not saying eliminate me from your life completely, but yeah. And I responded, okay, that wasn't so bad, was it? And he goes, kind of. So at that point, I am in full panic, crying my eyes out. Oh my God, I just spent all this money to go be with this freaking boy just for him to be like, I met a girl who's closer to me, even though I know you're on your way here. I'm in love with her and I want to be with her and it's not fair to her or you, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, oh, wow. And I just lost it. I just lost it in the Winn-Dixie parking lot. So I called work and I was like, hey, I can't come back. Like, I am so exhausted. Like, so I went home instead. While I was home, I was freaking out. Went onto Facebook and I was like, hey, does anybody live in England who can accommodate me? I bought my plane ticket for a week in advance as to when I needed to be at the University of Knots, because the guy was supposed to pick me up from the airport and I was supposed to stay with him for a week and he was going to drive me to my university. So remember how I told you about that Naomi girl that I met on Chatroulette? I met another girl, Naomi, on Chatroulette, and we hit it off really well and we added each other on Facebook and we became very fast friends. Yeah, she also lives in England. So she hit me up and she was like, girl, I got you. I live in Barking. I'll come pick you up. You can stay with me for the week. And I'm like, okay, great. Yes. All right. At least not have to think. Because I'm like, not canceling this trip. There's no canceling this trip. Like I said, I just dropped 10 G's. And I have another 5 G's in savings. After traveling 22 hours, Naomi took me on a trip around downtown London. And it was really nice. It was like a phenomenal night. I ended up meeting a guy when I was in England, Sam, sweetheart Sam. Ended up spending Christmas together and his parents took us to Scotland and it was amazing. I ended up going to Ireland while I was there. Unfortunately, the Paris bombings had happened when I was there as well. So we were kind of on like lockdown. We couldn't leave the UK for a while. So I didn't get to do a full Euro trip, but I also met my soulmate, my best friend, Josefina there. And who hits me up when I start posting pictures?
Boy, if you don't get...
Telling me how he's jealous, he hates that I'm here and he's not here with me. He's very upset, he wish he would have picked me over her and da-da-da. Mind you, this girl lives with him now. At this point, they're living together and he's still messaging me. I'm just like, kind of like, over it all. Like, screw you, dude. You had the opportunity to be with me. We had known each other for 3 years and we have been planning this for 2 years and you're the one that got into a relationship a few months before. You knew I was coming out here to be with you. You screwed me, dude. Screw you. So there was one point where we went to Manchester Market, me and my friends, and I had let him know and he's like, oh, I live 45 minutes away from there, I'll come. Ultimately, he didn't come because he's like, oh, but then I'm gonna have to bring her with me and it's gonna get weird because she's gonna ask why I'm going. Whatever. Homeboy was hitting me up left and right the whole time I was there, sending me all kinds of messages, telling me how he wanted to be with me and blah, 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 blah. While he was still in a relationship with that girl, sending me porn gifts on Tumblr and just being extremely inappropriate. So my best friend had told me, she was like, you need to tell that girl. You need to tell the girl he's in a relationship with that he still contacts and he still talks to you like this and explain everything to her. So I did. I wrote her this like super long message. I ended up telling her everything. She broke up with him that day and has since then moved on. I think she'd never responded. She just read the message, broke up with him, moved out. I don't know what else happened, but we tried to continue to be friends, but he'd get extremely sexual with me and it just makes me super uncomfortable, and I have to keep telling him, like, I'm not a piece of meat. I'm not some random girl on the internet that you can just jerk off to. I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I didn't have feelings for you, or I don't still have feelings for you. Like, till today, this is like my worst heartbreak. As stupid as that sounds. Was I very naive? Absolutely. Do I regret anything? Hell no. Because like I said, I had the time of my life and I owe it all to you. I do regret letting this man back into my life constantly. Like, seriously, it's been what, about 4 years since I've been back, and that man pops in and out of my life, and I do the same thing. I'll pop in and out of his, but he always gets super sexual with me, and I always am like, not interested in that at all, dude. Would love to know you as a friend maybe, but that's it. I had actually messaged him on WhatsApp a few weeks ago, and we started back talking, and then he got immediately sexual with me again, and so I went off on him and he blocked me. That's where this relationship is right now. I still love him in like a very platonic, like, you did something and it changed my life in a good way and in a bad way. I still have feelings for him, but I know that the reason why they're still there is because that lingering afterthought of like, what if? I do sometimes think about like where my life would be if he had chose me over the other girl, and like where would we be, but I try not to linger on that too much because he's not a good guy. I haven't lost anything by not being with him, and he hasn't gained anything by treating me the way that he did. So we move on with our lives, and it just becomes another story to tell, I guess. So that's it. That's the story of how I fell in love on Chatroulette and moved to another country to be with somebody. Didn't work out the way I thought it would, but I did end up being the winner in this situation because, like I said, I met some of the greatest people in the entire world when I was out there. And here's what my trip to England looked like.
This is me, yeah. I ain't perfect, I'm just working on myself for the week. This is me. I ain't perfect, I ain't perfect. This is me. I ain't perfect, I'm just working on myself for the week. This is me. I ain't perfect, I ain't perfect.
I don't regret anything. I'm really happy that I got the opportunity to go out there and experience something that was so life-changing. And unfortunately, things didn't work out the way that I thought they would, but they worked out better. Instead of going to a different country to fall in love with a man, I fell in love with myself, and I found my soulmate. And I got to experience things I never in a million years thought I would experience. I went to Loch Ness, bro. Loch Ness. And I got quartz pieces from there that I snuck back into the country, but don't tell nobody. Have you traveled to another country to be with somebody, or vice versa? Did it work out? Did it not work out? Tell me in the comment section below. If you like this video, make sure you hit that thumbs up button and subscribe to my channel. Thank you, thank you, thank you for stopping by. I will try to do more story times because I've had a very wild and crazy life. I really do hope you guys enjoyed this story time and maybe learned something from it, because I learned a lot. This quarantine sucks, but you know what? Flatten the curve, all right? Stay home. Don't go nowhere. Drink your bottle of wine, smoke your weed, do whatever you need to do. Bubble baths and bongs all day. Like, just don't go outside. I love you all so much. Have a great day. Bye.